what? Like now I vape, so I vape.
Oh, God. Either smoke or don't smoke.
Oh,
don't
no,
vape.
no,
don't vape.
Can't agree with you there. Can't agree with you there. I love vaping.
Well, I know, but either be a smoker or be sensible. Don't be a knob. And by being a vapist, you're being a knob.
Okay. Look.
Are you one of these idiots that makes up your own flavours?
I don't make my own flavours. No, I make my own liquids. So I don't make my own flavours.
Well, why do you? Well, come on now. Why do you bother doing that?
Okay, explain.
Well, no, I asked you a question. Why do you bother doing that?
Because it's cheaper than buying the factory-made one.
How much money are you saving?
Cool, loads. So I bought all of the stuff I need the other day.
Yes.
For just under £20.
Right.
And if I go and buy one of the factory-made ones, a £20 purchase would last me about 3 days, whereas this will last me about just over 3 months.
Okay, so it's 20, 40, so it's £80 a year. Why not save that money? You know it's bad for you.
I don't agree.
Well, no. You can disagree with facts, but that makes you stupid. It's bad for you.
Well, where do the facts come from?
Where are the facts that it's not bad for you?
Well, where are the facts that it is?
No. What you're telling me definitely it's not bad for you. So tell me why it's not bad for you.
Well, I'll tell you. Let me put it into perspective for you, okay?
I don't want perspective. I don't want comparisons, and I don't want a history. I want to know why vaping is not bad for you. Right.
Let me tell you. So I used to smoke.
No. I don't. No. I don't want a comparison with cigarettes. You told me. I said vaping was bad for you, and you said you disagree. Tell me why vaping is not bad for you.
Tell you why vaping isn't bad.
You said it wasn't bad. You said it wasn't bad for you. So tell me why.
I can only tell you on my own personal experience.
No. You've said.
Yeah.
You've said. I've said vaping is bad for you, and you've told me I was wrong. So you must have evidence that vaping is not bad for you.
I have got evidence, but you won't let me say.
No. The evidence you want to give is not answering the question. What I have not asked the question, why is vaping not as bad for you as smoking cigarettes? I've not asked that. I've said vaping is bad for you. You've said I'm wrong. So tell me why vaping is good for you or isn't bad for you.
Well,
you can't, can you?
I can sit here and defend vaping as
But you're not, though. For the last 3 minutes, you're not. You've made a statement and you're not backing it up.
Let me get a word out.
No, because you're not answering the question.
Right.
Why is vaping not bad for you?
Well, nobody's proved yet that it is.
Right. So, jeez. Okay. So that is that's your argument. Is nobody's proved that vaping is bad for you?
Well, no. I mean, if you're, all right, let's say, for example, one of your boys was to come home and say to you, Dad, I've decided to start smoking, right? What would your response be to that?
No, but that. Why are you comparing it to smoking?
Because the reason I vape is because it's vaping that I use to stop me smoking.
Okay, that's great, but it's irrelevant to the statement that I made, the statement that you disputed, and the question I asked you.
Right. So, if vaping was bad at this stage, people would be dropping no flies.
No, they wouldn't. People don't drop like flies. No, they wouldn't. Vaping's been around, 5 years, 10 years?
10 years.
Right, okay. They don't drop like flies. Cigarette smokers don't drop like flies. It's not like you see someone sparking one up and then they're flat dead on the floor. Don't work like that.
But they've done all the tests that they can do. People would be getting ill by now.
Yeah, people are getting ill.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Who's getting ill?
Also, 10 years, in the great scheme of things, is nothing. You know, for about the first I'm going to say tobacco. But 1880, we got 1860. We probably got tobacco, didn't we? Walter Raleigh, about 1860.
Yeah.
So for the first, what?
Are you serious?
What?
Walter Raleigh.
What? Wasn't it? He was tobacco, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it was late. It was earlier than. It was earlier than.
Oh, God, when was it? When was it?
It's like it's Elizabethan times.
Well, give me a year. Give me a year, quick. I don't know what Elizabethan times are. Give me a year. 17th.
1492 is when they discovered America.
All right.
Let's say 1500
all
something.
Right. So, all right, right. Right. So.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9. So for the first 475 years of people smoking tabs, people thought it was all right for them. At times, people thought it was good for them. For the first 400, and we assume that smoking started around about 1500.
1586.
All right, 1586. So we'll hang on. I'm terrible with maths. 1600. All right. So for 375 years, people thought smoking was good for them.
Right.
And we've had vaping for 10 years. So you know, you're laughing because you know you're caught. So 10 years ain't nothing, and they're doing new tests. Here's the thing: what about the thing that came out recently? Remember the thing that came out recently about a load of vapists were complaining that the inside of their car windscreen had this
film on it.
This film that was forming on it.
Oh, it's a nightmare. I have to clean it every couple of days.
Yeah. What is that film?
It's oil. It's oil residue.
Right. And so that's healthy, is it? To be ingesting oil... Hang on a minute, Simon.
Yeah.
You're telling me it's healthy to be ingesting oil that has to be scraped off of a car windscreen? That's healthy to have that in your lungs? That's healthy.
Right. Okay, well, look.
No. Address that.
No. If you let me explain to you my
address that point.
Well, I'm going to. But
well, I don't want to go all around the houses. I'm outside the house. Open the window.
Look, if you let me speak, I'll explain it. Ready? Hello?
Yeah, I'm waiting, mate.
Oh, right, okay, right. So I used to smoke about 60 to 70 roll-ups.
Stop. That's irrelevant. Your smoking history is irrelevant. We are talking about vaping, not smoking.
But without the vaping,
are you telling me that it's healthy, or let me help you out a bit. Are you telling me it's not bad for you to ingest something that leaves an oily residue that has to be scraped off of a windscreen? You're telling me it's not bad for you to have that residue deposited on the inside of your lungs? That's not bad for you?
No, because your bodily fluid and mucus stops it from settling.
How do you know that?
Well, because it does.
No. Not because it does. How do you know that?
Well, all right. So, if I was a smoker, I would have my smoker.
Why are you talking about smoking? Smoking is irrelevant.
Of course, it's not irrelevant.
No, it's irrelevant because I'm not. Okay, you might as well say that's like me talking to you about cancer, and you're going right. Well, if you compare it to AIDS, it's completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. We're not comparing smoking with vaping.
Okay. But the reason I vape is because I used that to stop smoking.
I'm really pleased for you, but that's irrelevant. You're telling me it's not harmful.
If I didn't smoke, if I didn't vape, I would be smoking.
Right, okay. That's great news, but it's irrelevant. Are you telling me that it's not harmful to have a thick, oily deposit that hardens and has to be scraped off glass? It's not bad for you to have that in your lungs. I'm telling you that at this stage, we don't know. Right, mate, I'll tell you. Having a thick, oily deposit on the inside of your lungs, right, right, that you have to scrape off glass, I'll tell you now, that's bad for you.
Well, let's put it out to the listeners then.
No, because it's obvious. It's obvious.
Well, no, it's not obvious.
Well, it is. A thick, oily deposit that sticks to glass and has to be scraped off. Having that in your lungs is not bad for you. That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is...
No. It's a yes or no question.
No, I'm not saying...
You are!
It might be good for you.
Oh, don't be so bloody stupid. And this is one of the problems. This is one of the problems, one of the many problems I've got with it, right? Of course it's bad. Of course that's bad for you. Don't be so stupid,
How can
Simon.
You say of course? Where's
because
your proof?
I tell you why. Because we're not meant to have thick, oily deposits in our lungs. There you go.
Right.
How's about that then?
Well, we're not meant to be driving cars and walking around.
Irrelevant. What you're doing is I'm asking you a question and you're holding up a fish. It's irrelevant. It's a nice fish. It's a beautiful fish. Irrelevant to what I'm talking about.
Right. But okay. So what about people that have a drink?
Irrelevant. Now you're holding up a lemon. Beautiful lemon. Wonderful lemon. Irrelevant to this conversation.
And there's me wanting to defend plain flavours. Iain, at the end of the day, my friend, you're going to say what you're going to say.
Yeah, I'm going to talk science and fact, and you're going to show me a fish.
I'm going to tell you that in the grand scheme of things, me personally, along with many others, would rather...
Yeah. It's just that I said smoking was bad for you, that vaping was bad for you, and you told me I was wrong. And for the last 15 minutes, I've been trying to get some evidence there, and there's been nothing. All you've done is hold up shiny objects that are irrelevant to what we're saying.
All I can tell you is that my doctor, when I asked her what her thoughts were,
she said it was better than smoking.
Her response to me was...
It's better than smoking.
We don't know.
Right, there you go. You've just answered your question. Right. So you said I was wrong because I said it was bad for you. You said I was wrong, and even the doctor has said the doctor doesn't know. And you know better than a doctor.
Well, who knows?
You know better than a doctor.
But are you prepared to take that risk? And I am.
Do you know? You know better than a doctor.
Well, no, I don't know any more or less than a doctor.
Well, you said that it's not harmful to you. You said it's
current affairs.
You said you don't. You said it's not harmful to you.
They do, and they've done all the tests they can possibly do.
No, they haven't. They have. What do you mean? When did they do the last test then? Because if they've done all the tests they can possibly do, they haven't done the 20-year test, have they?
But
they haven't done the 30-year accumulative test yet, have they? So, of course, they haven't done all the tests they can do. What a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, but what? At the end of the day, you either personally want to do it or you don't. It's my personal
the point is, I said it was bad for you, and you said I was wrong, and I've been trying to get.
You are.
Yeah, but you've not. But for nearly 20 minutes, you haven't presented any evidence, and yet. I've presented you with one bit of evidence. I've got loads more. I've presented you with one bit of evidence, and you've not presented me with any.
Well, my belief is good enough for me, my friend.
Your belief. Well done. Okay.
Next thing you'll be telling me that the Earth is round.
Thank you very much indeed, Simon. I mean, some people. Did you have something you wanted to contribute?
Yeah, there's loads here. He was talking about doctors.
Yeah.
And I couldn't work out whether he was believing or not believing the doctors. I think it depends on whether it fits in, whether he can carry on vaping. But there's this doctor who is a cardiovascular expert at UCLA, Dr. Holly Middlecalf, and she says when it comes to smoking versus vaping, we need to consider the distinction between what's safe and what is safer.
Yes, one is safer than the other, but it's not safe.
I would not discourage a tobacco smoker from switching to e-cigarettes, but we need more research on vaping risks and how the two compare. I would definitely discourage a non-smoker from starting to use e-cigarettes. She goes on to say that substances used to create the signature smoke effect in vapes carry risk. Glycerin and propylene glycol, for example, can create carcinogens. We all know that's bad, right? To minimise harm, consumers need to understand how such substances are being used. researchers are continuing to study the risks of vaping devices. So they believe there are risks.
They've done all the tests, guys. They've done all the tests.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad.
Oh no!